Hello everyone, it's Jazz here. Welcome to the Tis-The-Season-A-Thon reading vlog. It is officially day one. I know that sometimes I start my vlogs before day one of the readathon, but I felt like starting on day one this time around. So I actually did end up starting the readathon a little earlier than midnight in my time zone for a couple of reasons. I just finished a manga, and then I didn't want to start something new in like the 2 hours before the readathon, so I didn't feel like doing anything but reading because I was super tired, and I thought that I would just start one of my readathon books. But also, because I was super tired, I was not sure how many pages I was going to get read after midnight. So I decided to just get a good chunk read early on, and I figured it's midnight somewhere in the world, am I right? Last night I did read a bit of two of my to-be-read books, which are The Christmas Secret and 10 Blind Dates. So I read The Christmas Secret. This is the first one that I officially started when I started early. And now I do have a clear idea of what the book is about, because I couldn't really tell from the summary, because I tend to just scan summaries. It's my way. And it's about 3 points of view. So, well, not just three, but it's been mostly 2 or 3 points of view. One is in first person written, and it is about a single mother and kind of her struggles, and she ends up saving this older woman. And then I think the rest of the book is going to be how it connects to the other points of view from that event. The other point of view is in third person, and it's about a young man that's an accountant, and he ends up having to come down from his big city location to work in the small town department store owned by his grandfather, because he has lost his job and he can't find a new accounting job. And so his grandfather offers him a job in the department store, and he's kind of snooty about it. He's like, I'm too good for this job. So I think it's going to be hopefully about his personal growth over that. And then some of it is kind of written from the grandfather's perspective. And so I'm intrigued to see how these 3 things work together. But it's a really light, easy read. As for 10 Blind Dates, I'm also really enjoying that one. That is also another one that's just kind of a light and amusing read. If you don't know what it's about a teenage girl. She's 17, and her boyfriend breaks up with her before the holidays, and so her extremely huge family decides to set her up on 10 blind dates for the holidays. And so far I've found it really amusing and funny, and like I said, it's a very light, easygoing read. And I have occasionally on that one laughed out loud, just because, the family dynamic is pretty funny. I've laughed a couple times on this for the same reason, so I guess that's just a Christmas book thing. The only thing I would say about 10 Blind Dates so far that's been sort of a instance is that there are a lot of characters because her family is so large, and sometimes in audiobook, because I'm listening to it in audiobook, I can't keep track of all the names. But I'm sure as the audiobook goes on, I'll get used to it. Also, technically, I listen to my audiobook while eating one of my favorite treats. I don't know if it counts because it's not really a holiday treat, but it was technically a holiday treat for me because I had leftover cheesecake from my dessert for Thanksgiving, and I ate that while listening to 10 Blind Dates for lunch today. I didn't just eat that. I ate lunch, and then I had that dessert after lunch. So I do love cheesecake so much, but my other backup plan for a holiday treat is tea, because I love tea so much in the winter especially, and I'm going to count that as a holiday treat. We've already checked off that challenge. I want to go take a Instagram photo of my to be read list. That's my washi tape checklist for this week. So I will be showing you that after I've photographed it. So we're going to do a little bookstagram moment right now. Check out my Christmas socks, y'all. Yeah, I get Christmas socks every single year. And this year I decided to go with the Sherpa socks, and I really like them. I got them off of Amazon, so they're bomb. I really like them, and you can actually fit them in other shoes, which is not the case for all Sherpa socks. I'm just saying. So, I recently cleaned out my tea area in my kitchen, and I thought it would be fun to do, like, through this readathon, a tea of the day sort of segment, or tea of the evening, because I usually have my tea in the evening. This is all my tea, and I'm thinking I'm going to have one of these celestial seasonings ones, because some of these I need to get to before they expire. Now I kind of want to see what this watermelon lime one tastes like, but I also feel like I want either the cinnamon apple spice or this caramel apple dream. So I don't know what to pick. But I think I'm just going to try this watermelon lime so that I can see if I like it, because if it ends up that I don't like it, then I need to probably not have it in my tea collection. So I'm going to use this new mug that I recently purchased, which I thought the phrase was really, really hilarious. Save the drama for your llama. And so that's what I'm going to drink my tea out of tonight. Nighttime of day 2. I have a book review for you and a tea review from last night's evening tea segment. So let's start with the book, shall we? Because this is a reading vlog. I completed The Christmas Secret by Donna Van Leer. If I don't think I mentioned in this vlog, but it is the 5th book in the Christmas Hope series. But as I thought, you don't have to necessarily read these books in any kind of order, because I think they just are basically set in the same town. I can't remember. The other book that I read in this series was the first book, which is The Christmas Shoe, but I'm pretty sure they're tied together by being in the same town and also the fact that they're about Christmas. It's good to know, because that means if you see any of these books anywhere in any order, you should be able to read them if you are interested in them, and I quite enjoyed this one. I think it's a good one to just curl up with and have like a cozy read and just like have a fun, easy read experience. And it met all my expectations in terms of that. I do think that I like this one a little bit more than The Christmas Shoes, only because I feel like even though there's a few like sad things in this, because the general theme of the Christmas Hope series is that like there's a lot of trials in life, but there's always hope. So there are some like definitely sad moments in this book, but the way it's put together and the way it ends, I feel was a little bit more on an up note than The Christmas Shoes, even though The Christmas Shoes was still fairly hopeful, but this is just more hopeful and more cute. I will say that if you have a problem with miscommunication in stories kind of being the plot device, maybe not the book for you. It didn't bother me because I don't know. It's just not a trope or like a thing in books that bugs me, but I know a lot of people on BookTube have said that that is something that bothers them, and that is pretty much the whole plot of this book. So maybe skip this one if that's not your cup of tea. If that doesn't bug you, like it doesn't bug me, it shouldn't bother you. And I also think that Donna Van Leer did it in a way that was kind of clever and interesting, so I think that also added to it, because the whole point is that it's the Christmas secret. So the fact that there are like a lot of miscommunications and a lot of like roundabout ways and people don't really know how they're connected is kind of like the point of the title. I also really like that this had like older characters in it and wasn't just like young people. So it was like a nice mix of like older characters and young characters and them befriending each other. And also even like the older characters had like a little romantic or like a little cute moment in it. Now the only thing about it is I couldn't decide if the romantic element of this book bothered me. I don't think it bugs me, but I'm on the fence about it because it's like I tend to like in my Christmas books like the romantic plot to be like they spend more time together than the two people in this book spent time with each other in this book, because there was so much miscommunication. But in a way it sort of worked for the story because she is a mother of children and it kind of allowed him to meet her children before he knew who she really was. And I found that kind of endearing and cute. I'm not quite sure what I think about that, but I think I'm willing to let it go. I think so. I mean, it's not the type of book where you like try to like overthink it. Sometimes with this author in the previous book that I read of hers and a little bit in this one, but less so than Christmas Shoes, is that there's just something in her writing style every once in a while that like doesn't jive with me. I can't explain it. I don't know what it is. And it'll only be for like a paragraph. But I don't know. It didn't like bother me. Anyway, so I gave this one 4 stars. Very entertaining read. Other bookish updates, I think I'm close to 3 hours into the audiobook of 10 Blind Dates. And yesterday, it continued to make me laugh out loud. I'm just saying, that second blind date was situational comedy of pricelessness. In the morning, started Cinder, and I'm on page 16. Really excited to continue in my reread of this. I actually got to read more of it than I thought I was going to so far because I remembered that the first time I read Cinder, I read it in ebook. So I just downloaded the ebook to my phone and then I read it on my Lyft ride over to my workplace. I think it's going to be just like a fun reread because I don't remember a lot of like the little details of Cinder, and so it'll feel like new again. So that's kind of exciting. As for the tea review, I tried the Watermelon Lime Zinger Celestial Seasonings tea, and I did quite enjoy it. I will say that it's one of those teas that's, I think, going to be better cold than hot. It's good hot. It's very nice hot. But when I actually like let it just sit there and get like close to cold, it tasted like extra good. It does have like a hint of watermelon and a hint of lime, but you definitely taste the hibiscus in this. But I would say if like you're not overly fond of hibiscus tea and you just want it like settly in there, you might want to try this tea as well. But I did like it, so I guess I'll continue drinking this from now on. I'm going to shower and then we're gonna pick the next tea of the evening. All right, I feel like the cinnamon apple spice is like a good I came home from work kind of flavor, so I'm gonna try that. I've never had this one before. I think it has more hibiscus in it, which helps with inflammation, so that's probably another good thing to have after work. And chamomile, which everyone needs before they go to bed. Oh my gosh, guys, it smells so good, and it hasn't even like, I've just put the tea bag in. Oh my gosh. It just smells delicious. Yes, I'm using the same cup. It's clean. But, oh my gosh. Yeah. This is my apple cider vinegar water, which I'm also going to drink. So, yeah. Little apple cider vinegar and lemon. Awesome.
How was your date? You're back earlier than I expected. Was the movie good? The evil Joes are poised and ready. I grin. I enjoyed it, but I'm not sure Nathan did. He got a little squeamish and had to leave.
Day 3 of Tis-The-Season-A-Thon. I'm wearing one of my new Christmas gifts today. I wanted some sweatshirts for Christmas and I picked out this really cool firefly one that says Stay Shiny. I'm pairing it with my Galaxy leggings and also this Starry Night headband because I don't know, it just seemed fitting. I'm also behind me, like this whole video has been one of my other Christmas gifts that I picked out, which is a mermaid fin blanket that's like cool, and I tried it out while reading last night and it was really comfy to curl up in. So yeah, just working those Christmas gifts. So I'm leaving for work in about 5 minutes, and you know, I just didn't want to miss Wednesdays like I normally do in vlogs. So I thought I'd squeeze in a quick little update. So last night I ended up just listening to the audiobook of 10 Blind Dates because usually I either audiobook something on my work days or I read like a graphic novel or manga because I'm like tired in my brain, like just can't handle like a lot of wordiness on a page, you know what I mean? And I was like extra tired. And then when I don't know, I couldn't read anymore, I decided to put on one of my favorite holiday little things that's cute that I adore watching, which is Borrowed Hearts. So if you want to watch some holiday romance cuteness, check out Borrowed Hearts for sure. What I like about it is that the couple in it actually spends like a good 3 weeks together before they fall in love, and that endears me. Also, it kind of has some deep moments and it does make my heart just go, oh. Unfortunately though, I'm going to have to probably watch it again if I like really want to watch it because I was sleepy and I slept through some of that and then I shut it off and went right to sleep. So yeah, but I've watched it many times before. 3 more hours left in 10 Blind Dates, so maybe I'll finish it tonight after work. And then I read one more chapter of Cinder in the morning today, which means I think I'm like a little over 30 pages into the story. So I'm gonna just really tackle that on like my non-work days, which is like the rest of the week for now. So yeah, that's the end of my update. I'm gonna head off to work. I'll see you actually for the tea choosing ceremony. I have fox socks on. They're super cute. I love them so much. Anyway, on to the day 3 tea. I'm going to pick one that I really love and I've already had, so we're not trying anything new for day 3, but I love this tea canoe tea. It's a dandelion tea. The plain dandelion's really excellent as well, but this is the dandelion caramel nut, which is like the best tea. It's like one of my favorites. So I'm going to drink this. It'll be awesome tasting, and it will also clean my liver because that's what you do dandelion for. Am I right? So it's healthy and it does taste like a really fancy coffee, which is an extra plus. Welcome to day 4 of Tis-The-Season-A-Thon. So I gotta tell you, I completed 10 blind dates and I did really super enjoy it. It's super cute and adorable and also very funny and amusing because some of those blind dates are just situational comedy and books to a T, but I like that it was also kind of balanced out with like a good set of realism in terms of her sister, Sophie, the main character, her sister is in the hospital because she is having a new baby and there's a lot of complications, so it does have like some good balance to the story and to the humorous things. And the family dynamic was like my favorite thing about the book because it was so like just sweet and heartwarming, and seeing like, hey, we still love each other, but there's people in your family that you like roll your eyes at a little bit, you know what I mean? So I thought that was like a fun thing to put into a holiday book and a cool thing to like make the focus of the book, even though there was a romantic element to the book. And I will say the romantic element of the book was kind of predictable, but it's a Christmas book. So, like, I expect the romantic element of the book to be predictable. You know what I mean? The fun of the book is, like, the unpredictableness of the blind dates. I decided to give it something weird, like 4.25 stars. And it was just kind of the book that I would just like anyway. And I do think, like, the comedic element brought it up. But for some reason, it just really bothered me whenever she thought about her ex-boyfriend or talked to her ex-boyfriend. And in theory, those things are supposed to bug you because he's her ex-boyfriend. And I just don't see anything to get around plot-wise the idea of her ex-boyfriend. But I don't know. Whenever she was, like, thinking about him, I felt like I got, like, a little annoyed. And it's dumb that I got annoyed, because it's like he's supposed to get on your nerves. Am I right? But I mean, I guess it is what it is. But I still think it's definitely worth checking out if you just want a cool, heartwarming, like, endearing sort of Christmas read. And I would definitely read it or listen to the audiobook again. So there's that. Also, if you do want to check out the audiobook, I think it's a pretty decent audiobook. So worth checking out. Also, I laughed because I realized that the main character's name is Sophie and the person that reads it is also named Sophie. So I thought that was pretty fun. I am almost to page 40 in Cinder, which isn't a lot, but I did at least read some of it this morning. And while I was putting on makeup, I listened. Why am I holding up my phone for this? I listened to some of the other audiobook that I'm listening to, which is Dashing Through the Snow by Debbie McComber. I always have trouble saying her name. So far, the Dashing Through the Snow book sounds like it's gonna be really, like, just a really adorable, like, fun, funny, like, romance story, because it had a really good meet cute at the beginning, which I was all for, and then during, like, the little tidbit of the third chapter that I listened to, there was, like, a crazy point of intrigue that I wasn't expecting. So I'm excited to see how that little thing that was introduced is gonna play out. I'm intrigued to see how much I get read today, because I do have a couple of things. It's like kind of later in the day. It's like 4:04, and I want to film 1 or 2 videos. That's why I'm all dolled up, for the sake of next week is when, like, all the shows of the dance classes and the musical theater classes that I teach are starting rolling. So next week I have, like, literally a rehearsal or something to run every single day. And so I need to make sure I at least have, like, 1 easy to edit video filmed, but I would like to film more just in case. And then later on, I want to watch the 3rd installment in the Christmas Prince series on Netflix. I know that I've babbled for, like, a small eternity, but I have to show you the 2 other sweatshirts that I picked out for Christmas that arrived yesterday, other than my Firefly shirt. I'm wearing one for my filming, and it says, "Fueled by Books and Tea." It's basically me in a sweatshirt. Also, I got this, like, sort of humorous, sort of Game of Thrones related sweatshirt, which says, "That's what I do. I teach. And I know things." The actual quote is, "I drink and I know things." I know, but I don't drink. And they had these hilarious shirts. And I do teach dance and musical theater, so I thought that would be more up my alley. And I like a good Tyrion quote, so it's as close as I can get to a Tyrion quote. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go film those videos right now, or at least 1 video, and I will come back at ya. Alright, I think I'm going to just do straight up peppermint tonight. Just this traditional medicinal peppermint. Because I don't know. I'm just feeling the peppermint vibe. I had to get video because she loves this mermaid fin blanket so much, and it's super cute. Do you love the mermaid fin, Tila? You love the mermaid fin? Oh, you're so silly. You like a soft blankie, don't you? Yes. Just random video of my dog. To day 5. It's been a pretty, not exciting day. I mean, I did stuff, but I feel like I went from doing stuff to doing nothing. I also feel like I've progressed in my reading and yet not progressed as much as I intended to in my reading, which is like, what? Last night I of course read to page 120 or so. No, not 120. A little past 100 pages of Cinder, and then I took a break and watched The Christmas Prince Royal Baby, which I did enjoy. It was very entertaining. It was a nice relaxing, cute Christmas watch. I think I like installments 1 and 2 better than The Christmas Baby, just because there was a plot that pushed into almost too silly for a Christmas movie, which was I respected the whole point of them trying to sign the treaties between these two countries and whatnot, but the whole your firstborn child's gonna get a curse put on them if you don't sign it before Christmas was pushing it. But I will say that they made it work better than I thought they were going to, because when I saw that in the trailer I was like, just what? And then they made it work better than I thought. But I think I would have preferred the piece maybe without that little detail. Still fun. And then afterwards I did read for a tad bit after that before going to sleep, and then having the worst sleep ever. When I woke up in the morning, I did read more of Cinder, just because I was kind of waiting around to see if the people that were gonna check and make sure our heating system was working, but they didn't come because there was some kind of miscommunication, so I didn't end up doing that. But I did end up lounging on the couch with my dogs, occasionally reading on and off, and going between reading and watching some YouTube. And I did switch in between Cinder and my audiobook. I listened to Dashing Through the Snow while actually doing things that were chores, or I ordered some gifts for my booktube friend AJ over at A Stitch in Time. Shout out to you, girl. So I've ordered your gifts and they are on their way for Christmas time. I think I have about an hour left, maybe an hour and a half left of Dashing Through the Snow. So I think I could definitely finish that tonight. And then I guess I will just continue working on Cinder. I'm not sure if I'm going to finish it by the end of the readathon, because I feel like I'm reading it really slowly. If I have time before dinner, I'm going to listen to my audiobook, I think. And then later on tonight, after dinner and feeding my dogs and whatnot, I plan to go over to Big Lots. I'm going to check out the Christmas section, because my mom and I every year like to check out the Christmas section in terms of decor and stuff, and we usually get Christmas lights and things like that. So we're going to see what they have over there. We need a Christmas light string for our sunroom for sure, because we put twinkle lights up there all year because we just like the look of it. And also sometimes it's nice if you don't want to turn on the overhead light in a sunroom to at night have some just ambiance of Christmas lights. So we usually get those during Christmas time because that's the easiest time to get them. And so we'll definitely be getting something like that. But I might want to do some extra outdoor decor. I will get back to you. That was an adventure because our car battery ended up dying in the parking lot of Big Lots. Luckily, we don't live but probably 5 or 10 minutes from the store, so my dad could pick us up quickly. But it was funny because we took our dogs, and of course we had the stuff that we'd bought, so it was amusing. I did end up buying the icicle lights for the sunroom, like I said, and then I also got some like 3 sets of like lights for our bushes outside that are like the net lights. So I've never done that before, but I thought I would do something fun and give my dad a little project to do. But in addition to like the boring stuff that I got, like I got a couple of toiletry things and like stuff for my dogs that were like essential, I got a couple of just fun things and I wanted to show them to you. So I literally feel like I can't leave big lots around Christmas time without some sort of pajamas. Usually I get a onesie, but I really like this jogger set because it's really, really soft and it did have like a hood on it. And I normally don't get stuff with cat ears for whatever reason, but I thought, hey, I pet sit cats, so I'm gonna get a cat ear jogger set. Got cool Christmassy earrings. I got these wreaths with little bells, and I got these ones that look like present bows. And then I love, like, I'm obsessed with like little wire, like miniature sets. So I got this one with llamas on it. And then I got these Rudolph ones. Maybe I'll take like a book picture with these Rudolph ones and do a bookstagram. And then I found these ones that look like little bulbs that you hang on your Christmas tree. And we have like a mini Christmas tree, and I thought I could string this on the mini Christmas tree and it would look like we had like ornaments on it. That was my fun adventure, and now I'm gonna take a shower and get ready for bed and all that funness. And I'll be back with the tea update for tonight. Tonight, I'm going to have this Tezo glazed lemon loaf tea. I recently tried this and it's really, really yummy. And it's not as sweet as it sounds like it would be, but it definitely does smell like glazed lemon loaf. And it has chamomile in it. So it should be a relaxing tea as well. So awesome. This is the point in every vlog where I go and lay down on my bed and do an update while wearing my hoodie, because it's just obligatory at this point that this is a shot in one of my vlogs. So here you go, y'all. But it is 7:19 on day 6 of Tis-The-Season-A-Thon. And I did complete Dashing Through the Snow yesterday. And I think it met my expectations, which I just expected cute, amusing holiday fluff. And it is definitely that. And it definitely has at least 2 of my favorite tropes in it, which are witty banter between a couple and a road trip. And to add on top of that, like the cherry on top of it, there was a super cute puppy involved. So yay for that. I also quite liked the subplot. The subplot is very amusing, and it's basically the 2 main characters are Dash and Ashley, and Ashley gets mistaken for a terrorist at the airport, and like her name is the same as somebody else's, and that person's name is on the no-fly list, so that's why she ends up having to drive in a car with Dash, even though they don't know each other, to like her mother's house. And the whole like subplot is like these 2 FBI agents trying to like track her down. And it's just kind of funny how it's like put together. I do think it could have come together maybe slightest bit better near the end, but for like a extremely short book, I think it came out like pretty fun regardless. Like I said, I'm just going for fluff. The only thing about the book that maybe it wasn't like 100% my cup of tea, and maybe this is just because romance is not 100% my genre, even though I'm not opposed to like a little romantic moment. As you can see, I have tropes that I like, but like some of the descriptions, I'm like really picky about how people describe kissing. And this one was kind of like samo in this book, and it didn't really float my boat. So yeah, that was the only like true like negative on the book, but I still gave it 4 stars. I still thought it was like a fun holiday, like cute moment. So I actually did focus on reading more today than I have like previous days. So I kind of went on and off of reading throughout the day. I did take a break so that I could edit part of this video. So I did that for a couple of hours. And then my back was sore from like sitting up. So I just read some more, watched Supernatural because I hadn't watched this week's Supernatural yet. And now I'm going to go back in to reading Cinder. I would like to get to like at least page 300, maybe a little past tonight, which I think is doable, especially since I'm at like near the end where, you know, stuff starts to get exciting as I almost throw my book on the floor. And yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do now. Just chill in bed. My pillow is so ugly right now. And read Cinder. And hopefully I'll finish it by the end of the day tomorrow. Okay, I was thinking about it and I just didn't feel like hot tea. So I'm going to have some cold kombucha right now. This is my favorite brand. It's the Simple Truth Organic Raspberry Hibiscus because apparently I drink a lot of hibiscus teas, and I love it. It's kind of late for this because it does have caffeine in it, but I'm planning to only drink half of it. We'll see if that happens because sometimes I get thirsty and I drink the whole thing, and I probably shouldn't. But it'll fuel me for finishing Cinder. It's day 7 and I'm cosplaying as a cat. I completed my reread of Cinder and I'm really excited because I finished it a day early before the readathon ends. Really loved rereading this. I had forgotten a lot about this book and I don't know if it's because of the length of time it's been since I've read it, which it didn't feel that long ago, but I guess it was a long while ago if I forgot almost like everything about it, or if it's because there are just kind of a lot of world building things. Not a lot, because I wouldn't say it's like the highest science fiction, but you know, more world building things than I remembered, shall we say. Anyway, I love this a second time. I really became endeared to the characters yet again. Cinder is pretty awesome, and I love her cyborgness and her, like, I don't know, her, like, gumption of spirit, and I like that her and Kai the prince kind of actually get to know each other a little bit and like each other, and I quite like that that's kind of their dynamic, and I just enjoy a fairy tale retelling in general. I feel like this book was more in my, like, genre wheelhouse than any of the other books that I read this week, even though I liked the other books that I read this week, but it's, I just like a mixture of genres, and this definitely was that. Something that I also enjoy about Cinder is that there's not a lot of, like, dead space or, like, you know, stuff that doesn't propel. Like, everything pretty much propels from one thing to another in the story, and I like that. It just keeps the story fast moving and keeps the whole ending bit really exciting, which I think is why I could finish it so quickly last night, so extra points for that. And yeah, I enjoyed it. I gave it 5 stars. Funny story about Marissa Meyer, who wrote this book, is that when I was, like, I don't know, kind of maybe 11 or 12, I got real in to Sailor Moon fan fiction. That was like the first fan fiction that I read and got into, and my favorite stories were always written by Alicia Blade, which was Marissa Meyer's pen name when she wrote Sailor Moon fan fiction. So I just feel like everything comes back around. So I have been reading some of my library manga for the rest of the day, and maybe I'll try to finish the one I'm currently reading, which is the 5th volume of Kimi ni Chidoki. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing the title of this book wrong, but I have been really enjoying this manga series. It's, like, mostly for cute factor because it's about this girl right here who everybody at her school thinks she's super weird, and then this guy kind of befriends her, and that kind of leads other people to wanting to befriend her, and it's just kind of about her, like, learning, like, about friendship and, like, people, like, learning that she's not weird, and it's just so cute. I'm gonna maybe try to complete this today, but for now, I need to go and edit a video for a little bit. I'm gonna try to edit one of the ones that I filmed earlier in the week because those are shorter, and then maybe come back to editing this video. I probably should pick out some tea in the afternoon today to drink, since there won't necessarily be a tea of the evening for this final day of the readathon. So maybe I'll make some tea and then I will edit, and then I'll see if I can read more of this. If I don't finish it, that's okay, because I've already read my TBR. Sorry, my laundry machine is running, so you're gonna hear that noise. I'm gonna have this caramel apple dream tea here. I think I've tried it before, but I don't remember anything about how it tastes, so I guess I can still tell you how it tastes later, because I can't remember. I'm back for my wrap up, since it's almost 7 and I just don't see myself reading anymore for the readathon, and I'm obviously not going to finish anything else since I had many things to do or got distracted by many things after I edited some. I finished editing my video, but then I got like a whole bunch of other distractions, so I didn't get down to reading again after that. But first, before we do the book wrap up, let's talk about this caramel apple dream tea, which was not a dream. It's the first tea of the week that was not at all tasty at all. I don't know what happened with this tea. So I guess that's why I didn't remember what it tasted like, because it's not a memorable flavor. It has like, it's like it wants to taste like caramel apple, but it like pulled back from tasting like that. So it doesn't really taste like anything. Maybe like a hint of herbalness to it, and when you compare it to the beautifulness that was the cinnamon apple stuff, this is just not it. I'm getting rid of this one. It's going in the garbage because it is not good, and that's kind of a disappointment, but I guess that's why I drank it once and never drank it again. We've learned some valuable lessons here. Anyway, let's jump into talking about the wrap up of my reading. So I completed all 4 books on my to be read, so that is a super win right there. The first book I completed, The Christmas Secret, I gave 4 stars. The second book was 10 Blind Dates, which I gave 4.25 stars. Book 3, Dashing Through the Snow, also gave 4 stars. And Cinder, the non-Christmassy book in this mix, got 5 stars. And the only reason the other ones got more in the 4-star range and Cinder got the 5-star, I guess, of the readathon is that I will say that, like, traditional, like, romance plots are not, like usually 5-star reads for me unless they're, like, super quirky. So a 4-star or a 4.25 star is a pretty high rating for me for this. So I think it was a really fun readathon experience with all the reads that I did complete. And then I also got maybe 20 or so pages read of this volume 5 of Kamini Todoki. So I think that is a win yet again. Most of those volumes have gotten 4 stars. A couple have gotten 4.5, so I know it's gonna get in that range of, because oh my gosh, they're just, it's too cute, and it's more of a quirky romance. So if there is any romance, we'll see if the romance comes out. So anyway, that's my whole thought on the reading things, and I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. I'm sure it's really long, so if you were interested enough to hang out, thanks so much. And I hope you have a really super great holiday and Christmas and all that stuff. So I will see you all later, my fabulous peeps. Thank you for watching. Bye.